talking big beneath the bleachers, swearing we'd outrun this small town, become singers, saints, or preachers. Thought we'd never lose our fathers, thought our mothers wouldn't age, thought our best friends would stay 20 on every passing page. We were reckless with our promises, careless with our time, certain life would wait forever while we made up our minds. Oh, look at the men we became. Some wore suits, some worked with calloused hands, some built families, some chased highways, some just did the best they can. We carry old dreams in our pockets and younger hearts beneath these names. No, we ain't who we thought we'd be, but I'm proud of the men we became. Started working, held the family through hard years. Danny fought a war inside him nobody else could hear. One learned how to love completely, one learned how to let love go. Some found faith in Sunday mornings, some found on lonely roads. We've all buried someone precious, we've all wished for one more day, and every scar upon our stories helped shape the men we became. Oh, look at the men we became, still carrying hopes and old mistakes, still trying to be better fathers, better lovers, better friends. The mirror shows a little silver, but the fire still remains. No, we ain't who we planned to be, but I'm grateful for the men we became. Here's to all the midnight worries, the overtime and sacrifice, the apologies we finally offer, the second chances in this life. We weren't perfect, we weren't fearless, we got lost along the way, but we kept showing up, kept standing back up, and that's something worth celebrating. Oh, look at the men we became, weathered by both joy and pain, still laughing at the same old stories, still calling each other by childhood names. And when this long road reaches home, when they ask what we became, tell them we loved, we tried, we forgave, we stayed. And after all these years, I'd shake the hand of the boy I was, because I think he'd be proud of the man I became. We never conquered the whole world, we never conquered the whole world, but we raised children, we buried our dead, we learned kindness, we kept our word more often than not. And maybe that's enough, maybe that's everything. I don't drive quite as fast these days, but I still take the long way home. Windows down on back road highways, just to watch the evening glow. The world's spent years telling me what a man my age should do. Sit still, play it safe, grow quiet, but I've never been good at following rules. I've still got maps with coffee stains, a tank half full and nowhere to be, and that same old restless feeling still riding shotgun with me. I'm still chasing sunsets, still pulling over to stare at all that orange and purple fire hanging in the summer air. Still finding little miracles in the fading of the day. I may be growing older, but wonder never went away. No, I'm still chasing sunsets. I've seen deserts, rivers, mountains, little diners off exit 9. I've stood in places so beautiful they made a grown man cry. I've learned the destination was never really why I went. You were singing with the radio, and who was sitting on the bench. Some people stop exploring when they think they've seen enough, but the older I get, the more curious I become. I'm still chasing sunsets, still slowing down to see how the light touches old fence posts and dances through the trees. Still grateful for another day, ooh, another sky to paint. I may be getting older, but my soul still loves the chase. Yeah, I'm still chasing sunsets. One day there'll be a sunset I won't be here to catch, but until that evening finds me, I've got roads left to wander, songs left to sing, hands left to hold, and beauty left to notice. I'm still chasing sunsets with silver in my hair, still believing heaven leaves its fingerprints down here. In every changing season, and every borrowed breath, I keep falling in love with living until there's nothing left. And when they ask me what kept me young, I'll smile and simply say, I never stopped looking up. I'm still chasing sunsets. The kids grew up, old friends moved away, the mirror changed, but every evening when the sky catches fire, I become that young man again. Windows down, heart wide open, driving toward the light, still chasing sunsets. chasing sunsets. Everybody knew your last name before they knew you first. Mrs. Taylor watched us grow up from the pew behind the church. Mr. Jenkins on the hardware and slipped us candy when he could. The barber knew our fathers, and the waitress knew us good. We used to dream of city skylines, of places far from here, never knowing what we'd miss most once those roads disappeared. Thank God for small towns where nobody stands alone, where front porch lights stay burning till everybody makes it home, where people show up with casseroles when your whole world falls apart. Thank God for small towns. They raise more than houses, they raise hearts. Friday nights beneath the stadium, marching bands beneath the lights, teenage dreams in pickup trucks parked beneath the summer sky. Everybody heard your business, everybody knew your flaws, but they still pulled up beside you when life knocked you down hard. I've seen bigger places since then, taller buildings touch the clouds, but I've never found more kindness than I knew in that small town. Thank God for small towns where nobody stands alone, where neighbors become family without sharing the same blood, where handshakes still mean something, and people ask how you been. Thank God for small towns. They teach you how to live. They taught me to hold the door, to call my mother back, to wave at strangers passing by, and keep my word intact. Oh, to stay after the funeral, to help carry the load, because love isn't just a feeling, it's showing up on someone's road. Thank God for small towns, for the roots beneath my feet, for all the simple lessons that made this man complete. I may have chased horizons, but no matter where I've been, part of me still walks those streets like I never really left them. And if heaven feels like anywhere, I hope it looks somehow like a main street at sunset in a grateful little town. The movie theater closed. The old gas station changed names. Some faces only live in photographs now. But every time somebody says, need anything, and truly means it, I hear my hometown speaking and I whisper, thank God for small towns. Thank God for small towns. There were years we couldn't catch a break, months we barely made the rent, times we laughed to keep from crying, wondering where the money went. There were dreams that didn't happen, roads we never got to take, promises we couldn't keep, and choices we'd probably never make again. But there were birthday candles, first steps across the floor, summer nights and Christmas mornings, and what could a man ask for more? We had a good run, didn't we, my friend? Through the highs and the heartaches, we kept showing up again. We loved with all we had, we gave more than we took. And when I turn these pages now, Lord, it's a beautiful book. Oh, we had a good run. We buried some we weren't ready for, held each other through the pain, learned that healing doesn't happen without a little rain. We watched our children leave home, then come back through the door, carrying babies in their arms like we'd done years before. The mirror changed without permission, silver found its way somehow, but the boy inside these old bones still gets excited now. We had a good run, didn't we, my love? Through every slam door and slow dance, through every push and shove, we never had it perfect, but perfect wasn't the goal. We built a life from ordinary days and gave each other soul. Yeah, we had a good run. Maybe that's the secret, not counting what you lost, not wishing for another story, but learning to say thank you for the one you got, for every sunrise, every goodbye, every second chance, every ordinary Tuesday. You almost forgot to notice we had a good run, and I what a ride. What a beautiful, beautiful ride. The coffee cups grew colder, the children grew taller, the photographs faded, the songs kept playing, and somehow so did we. We weren't famous, we weren't flawless, but we loved, we tried, we forgave, we stayed. And looking back now, I think that's more than enough. Yeah, we had a good run. We had a good run. Dust on our blue jeans, dirt on our shoes. We had big time dreams with small town blues. Baseball in the empty lot, racing toward the dark, laughing like tomorrow couldn't leave a mark. Pocket full of nickels, radio turned high, counting every shooting star across the summer sky. We swore we'd never slow down, never lose our fire. Just a bunch of restless kids teaching hope to fly. Dust on our blue jeans, freedom in our veins, running through the sunshine, dancing through the rain. We didn't have much money, but we had everything. A little bit of trouble and hearts that love to dream. Dust on our blue jeans, wind against our skin. If I could live one day again, I'd start right there with them, young enough to believe the world would let us in. With dust on our blue jeans. Tommy wanted Nashville, Danny chased LA, Mary talked about New York and never being afraid. Some stayed in our hometown, some disappeared with time, but every now and then I hear their laughter in my mind. First love's at the drive-in, first heartbreak downtown. Learning life keeps moving even when it knocks you down. We didn't know the answers, we didn't need them then. We thought the road went on forever around the bend. Dust on our blue jeans, freedom in our veins, running through the sunshine, dancing through the rain. We didn't have much money, but we had everything. A little bit of trouble and hearts that love to dream. Dust on our blue jeans, wind against our skin. If I could live one day again, I'd start right there with them, young enough to believe the world would let us in. Dust on our blue jeans. The years put silver in our hair, responsibilities in our heads, but somewhere underneath these older bones, those kids still make their plans, still chasing sunsets, still singing too loud, still believing the best days might not be over now. Dust on our blue jeans, memories that remain, the people that we loved and all the lessons wrapped in pain. I wouldn't trade a single mile, the losses or the wins, 'cause they all led me here tonight. Dust on our blue jeans, gratitude within, thankful for the boy I was and the man I've grown to be. And if you ask me where my heart has always been, you'll find it running wild and free. With dust on our blue jeans. With dust on our blue jeans. told us those old front steps would someday feel like gold, or that mama calling dinner would be a song we'd miss when old. Nobody told us cheap old radios could hold our whole young hearts, or that dusty roads and summer nights would turn to works of art. We were busy chasing futures, thinking life was somewhere else, never knowing all the treasure was already on the shelf. Nobody told us the simple days would shine, that the things we barely noticed would grow sweet over time. Nobody told us how fast the years would run, or how we thank the Lord one day for every ordinary one. We thought we had forever, we thought the road was wide. Nobody told us we were living the best days of our lives. Nobody told us old friends' laughter would echo through the years, or that first love, even faded, could still bring back the tears. Nobody told us Father's silence was a language of its own, or that every porch light burning meant somebody wanted us home. Now I sit here in the evening with silver in my hair, counting blessings I once hurried past, like they were always there. Nobody told us the simple days would shine, that the things we barely noticed would grow sweet over time. Nobody told us how fast the years would run, or how we thank the Lord one day for every ordinary one. We thought we had forever, we thought we had forever, we thought the road was wide. No, nobody told us we were living the best days of our lives. Maybe you can't understand it, maybe age has to explain that joy ain't always thunder. Sometimes joy is gentle rain, a hand across the table, a voice down the hall, a half-finished conversation that meant nothing and everything at all. No, nobody told us the quiet things would stay, the coffee cups, the kitchen lights, oh, the prayers at end of day. Nobody told us love was hiding in plain sight, in all the little moments we almost left behind. Now I hold them closer, now I finally realize nobody told us, but thank God we were alive. If I could talk to that young boy, I'd tell him, look around. The miracle ain't coming someday, It's already in the house. It's in the voices, it's in the laughter, it's in the ordinary life. No, nobody told us, but I know it now.
Won't let it be. Mama laid my good shirt out on the chair beside the bed. Daddy shined his Sunday shoes without a single word said. Church bells ringing down the valley, neighbors waving from the street, kids all dressed in half complaining in the summer morning heat. We thought it was just tradition, something grown folks made us do. Never knew those quiet Sundays were teaching us what carried through. Sunday's best, pressed and clean, a little faith, a little family in a town that knew your name. Sunday's best, simple as a prayer. Love was waiting in the doorway, grace was everywhere. We didn't have much money, but we had enough to bless. Wrapped up in those mornings, wearing Sunday's best. After church came kitchen laughter, chicken frying on the stove, and maid talking over everybody, granddad moving kinda slow, children running through the hallway, screen door singing in the breeze, mama saying, set that table, daddy smiling quietly. Now those days live in my memory, soft as sunlight on the floor. And the older that I'm getting, the more I miss them more. Sunday's best, pressed and clean, a little faith, a little family in a town that knew your name. Sunday's best, simple as a prayer. Love was waiting in the doorway, grace was everywhere. We didn't have much money, but we had enough to bless. Wrapped up in those mornings, wearing Sunday's best. It wasn't just the clothes we wore, it was the way we came together, holding on to something gentle in a world that changed like weather. A handshake, a hymn, a plate passed around, little pieces of heaven in a little hometown. Sunday's best still lives in me, in every kind word spoken, every hand I reach to keep. Sunday's best, more than memory, it taught this old heart gratitude and who I ought to be. If I could go back one morning, I'd worry a little less and thank the Lord for growing up in Sunday's best. shirt is gone, the shoes are gone. Some voices don't call anymore, but every time the church bells ring, I'm that boy again, standing by the door. I don't bargain with the future like I used to when I was young. Back then I thought tomorrow was guaranteed to come. I postponed little pleasures, saved the good wine for someday, held back words that should have been spoken, thinking there'd be time to say. But years have been a teacher, gentle when they can, and they've taught this old heart to live while living can. If tomorrow calls again and opens up my eyes, I'll kiss the one beside me, watch the sunrise paint the sky. I'll call an old friend just because, tell my children that I care. If tomorrow calls again, I won't waste being here. No, I won't waste being here. I laugh a little louder, tip the waitress something more, take the scenic route home instead of rushing through the door. I'll sit a little longer when someone needs my time, listen more than I speak, leave less love behind. I quit waiting for the perfect day, stop chasing what might have been, and hold this ordinary miracle with grateful hands again. If tomorrow calls again and lets me hear my name, I'll dance slow in the kitchen without needing any reason. I'll thank God for coffee mornings, for rain tapping at the panes. Oh, if tomorrow calls again, I'll love deeper than today. One day there'll be a morning that doesn't
answered. The coffee can wait, the dishes can wait, the world can wait a little too. Because if tomorrow calls again, I know exactly what I'll do. I'll open the curtains, take a deep breath, and fall in love with this beautiful life all over again. Oh. 17 with a borrowed Chevy, quarter tank and nowhere plan, windows down on county highway, the whole world fit inside our hands, static dancing through the speakers, late night soul from stations far. We learned about love and heartbreak from voices underneath the stars. We weren't chasing fortune, didn't know what life would cost. Back when the radio was ours, we thought nothing could be lost. Every song felt like a promise, every chorus felt brand new. The future had our fingerprints, an endless room to move. Oh, when the radio was ours, and the night was young and wide, we sang every word we barely understood, like we had nothing left to hide. No clocks to answer to, no fear of growing old, just a couple kids believing life was made of gold. Oh, when the radio was ours, Tommy dreamed of California, Jimmy swore he'd own a bar. I just wanted someone beside me who'd laugh at who we were. Some dreams came true eventually, some faded with the years, some got traded for mortgages, raising kids and conquering fears. Funny how the miles change you, yet somehow leave a trace. I still hear those old songs playing when I see my younger face. The years took some directions, but they couldn't take the tune. Oh, when the radio was ours, and the night was young and wide, we sang every word we barely understood, like we had nothing left to hide. No clocks to answer to, no fear of growing old, just a couple kids believing life was made of gold. Oh, when We were kings of small town streets, learning who we were becoming through the rhythm and the beat. Now there's silver in the mirror, but the wonder hasn't gone. I still turn the volume up and sing along, because these old hands remember what this old heart knows. The years may steal our youth, but they can't steal our songs when the radio was ours. The Chevy's long gone, the station changed formats. Some of the boys aren't here anymore, but every once in a while a familiar melody comes through the speakers. And for 3 beautiful minutes I'm 17 again. Windows down, heart wide open, believing the road never ends.
Mama's kitchen light, no matter how late I'd come home, that little light was on, shining through the window screen long after midnight had gone. Mama never asked too many questions, just did you eat and how have you been? She had a way of making broken boys feel whole again. The world outside was restless, full of noise and changing tides, but peace lived in that yellow glow, and the woman standing by it. Oh, Mama's kitchen light, burning soft and warm, a lighthouse in the hard years, a shelter from the storm, a plate left on the table, a prayer whispered at night. Love always found me somehow through Mama's kitchen light. Taught me how to say I'm sorry, how to shake another hand, how strength could still be gentle and kindness made a man. She stretched a dollar farther than I ever understood, turned leftovers into feasts and ordinary into good. I never thanked her enough, never realized that the time that heaven looked a whole lot like that little kitchen light. Oh, Mama's kitchen light. Oh, burning soft and warm,
kitchen light. Now the house is quieter, and the years have moved along. But every time I leave a light on for someone coming home, I hear her voice inside me. Don't let them leave hungry. Tell them you love them. Life's too short to stay mad. And somehow she's still teaching me. Oh, Mama's kitchen light, it never really died. It lives in every act of grace, every tear I've dried, in every meal I've shared, every hug held tight. I'm still being guided by Mama's kitchen light. And when my own days fade, I hope somebody says he loved us the way she did beneath that kitchen light. I thought it was just a bulb above the sink, just another room in a small townhouse. I didn't know it was patience, it was mercy, it was home. And even now, when the night gets long, I can still see it shining. Mama's kitchen light. Mama's kitchen light.
I used to take life serious, thought I had to have a plan, measured every little failure like it defined the man I am. Worried what the neighbors thought, tried so hard to get it right, lost a lot of sleep pretending I had everything in line. But somewhere past 60, between the wrinkles and the gray, I learned to laugh at yesterday and let the small stuff fade. The joke gets better the older that you get. Chasing perfection and start enjoying the mess. You laugh a little louder, forgive a little faster, find out half the things you feared never really mattered. Oh, the joke gets better once you understand. Now I tell the same old stories, forget what room I'm walking through, wave my glasses in the air while asking, have you seen these two? I dance while washing dishes, sing off key with all I've got, embarrass all my grandkids, and honestly, I like it a lot. I don't need to look impressive, don't need everyone's applause. At this age, being yourself feels like winning. After all, the joke gets better the older that you get. You trade your heavy armor for gratitude.
understand. We spent our younger years trying not to make mistakes. Now we laugh about them over coffee with old friends. Maybe wisdom isn't knowing everything. Maybe wisdom is learning not to take yourself so seriously. The joke gets better with every passing year. You cry at old commercials, toast to still being here. You celebrate the ordinary, ooh, thank God for one more day. And somehow all the detours start making sense that way. You stop asking why me and start saying, look at this, what a wild and beautiful ride it's been. Oh, the joke gets better, the joke gets better, and life gets sweeter too. Ooh, the hair gets thinner, the stories get longer, the naps get better, and the laughter gets deeper. Because after all these years, I've discovered a secret. Getting older isn't the punchline. Missing the joke would have been.
The dishes were still in the sink. The evening news played low. You were folding laundry in the hallway. I was moving kinda slow. No ballroom lights above us, no fancy band in sight, just moonlight through the kitchen window on an ordinary night. I reached out my hand and asked you the way I did back then, do you still have one more dance? You smiled and said, depends. So we had the last dance at home, barefoot across the floor, swaying to a song from the radio we'd heard 1,000 times before. No crowd standing around us, no applause when it was through, just two old hearts remembering. I'd still choose you, I'd still choose you. You've seen me at my proudest, you've seen me lose my way. You've heard promises I kept, and some I failed to make. You stayed through all the winters, through every changing tide. When my hands forgot their strength, you still
loving you. One day there'll come an evening when one of us must wait. One chair will sit a little quieter, one side of the bed a little colder. But until that day arrives, meet me in the kitchen. Turn the music up, let's not save our dancing for someday. Let's have another dance at home while we're still standing here. Another slow spin through the living room, another borrowed year. For all the storms we've weathered, for every dream come true. If I had this life to live again, I'd walk right back to you. And when they ask me what love looked like, I'll tell them this: it wasn't grand gestures, it wasn't diamonds or roses. It was Tuesday nights with the dishes waiting, the radio playing, and your hand in mine. The song faded out, you rested your head on my shoulder, and for a moment time forgot to move. The world kept spinning outside, but inside this little house, love was still dancing. And if this wasn't forever, it was close enough.